The metal finishing processes you operate involve a variety of chemicals used to clean, repair, and finish surfaces to improve a part's durability, its corrosion resistance, or its appearance. As a member of the production team, your actions can help make your company more competitive while protecting the environment and reducing waste. This project is based on a partnership between the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the Metal Finishing Association of Southern California, and the California Manufacturing Technology Center. The Merit Partnership Pollution Prevention Project for Metal Finishers produced this video to show you some specific drag-out reduction techniques that you can use to help prevent pollution and reduce operating costs while continuing to produce high-quality products. Metal finishing processes generate hazardous wastes. To protect our environment, the government developed strict environmental regulations. These regulations changed how metal finishing facilities operate and increased production costs. As a result, waste treatment and disposal can be a significant cost of doing business. To remain competitive, your company must continue to improve its processes to use materials more efficiently and to minimize waste generation. This is called pollution prevention. Pollution prevention is usually implemented by changing processes so that chemical use, water and energy use, and waste generation are reduced as much as possible. In this way, pollution prevention improves process efficiency so that less waste is produced. Less waste requires less treatment. In addition, reducing water and chemical use enhances your health and safety and improves the environmental quality of the surrounding neighborhoods.
The benefits of reducing drag out at the source are several. One of them is it helps us reduce the amount of raw materials that we have to use in making up solutions or making additions to our solutions. Second, it helps reduce the amount of wastewater that is generated and has to be treated on site, and thereby it helps reduce the amount of sludge or filter cake that is sent out for additional treatment outside.
Most pollution prevention opportunities are found on process lines that you operate. As a metal finishing line operator, your ability to move parts efficiently through these processes helps prevent pollution. Moving parts efficiently requires you to balance production demands with pollution prevention techniques. This results in more profits and less waste. The chemical solution carried out of the process bath on parts is called drag-out. This wasted raw material leaves the process tank and falls to the floor, or is added to the rinse tank. Rinse water containing chemicals from drag-out must be treated before it can be discharged to the sewer as wastewater. Cleaning the rinse water requires special treatment chemicals. Both the treatment chemicals and the process bath chemicals end up in sludge from the treatment system. The sludge must be disposed of as hazardous waste. Drag-out results in wasted raw materials and increased pollution. Reducing drag-out is the best way to reduce waste generation and the area where you can make the most impact. Excessive drag-out often occurs when parts are processed too quickly. Examples include not allowing enough drain time and carrying dripping racks across tanks or aisles. Excessive drag-out impacts process efficiency in several ways. Valuable chemicals are lost from the process bath into the rinse tank. To assure effective rinsing, more water is needed to maintain rinse water quality. More rinse water requires more wastewater treatment with extra treatment chemicals. This generates more wastewater and more sludge.
Workers are important in drag-out reduction or waste reduction. They are important because they are the ones who are going to be responsible for taking plating racks out of the plating tanks. And if they know how to properly put that drag out back into the solution, we're going to generate less waste and use less raw materials.
The 4 techniques shown in this video will help you conserve process chemicals, reduce dragout to other tanks, and minimize wastewater treatment. These techniques include racking parts properly to improve drainage, adding only the specified amount of chemicals, slowly withdrawing parts from baths and allowing the parts to drain above the process tank, and using the equipment available at your facility to recover dragout. Using these techniques, companies in your industry have improved their bottom line by reducing dragout 30 to 70%. Proper racking is the first step in reducing dragout. Racking parts properly to reduce dragout requires you to look at the parts to determine how they will drain most completely as they are removed from the tank. The parts should be racked so that process solution drains easily and does not get trapped on the part. Flat parts should be racked vertically, with a corner of the part pointing toward the bath. For long, narrow parts, the ends of the part should be oriented vertically. Proper racking is even more important for curved or hollow parts. These parts should be racked so that process solution drains easily and is not caught in curved spaces. Also, when possible, parts should be racked in a staggered pattern so that drippage onto other parts is minimized. Before processing an order of new parts, you should experiment with different ways of racking parts to find the orientation that minimizes dragout. You can also help reduce dragout by paying attention to the condition and the use of racks and barrels. For example, racks with worn or damaged coating can lead to metal buildup that will trap plating solution, thereby increasing dragout. Similarly, excessive wiring adds extra surfaces, which can increase dragout. Therefore, racks should be maintained and used properly to minimize excess surface area. To reduce dragout during barrel plating, barrels should be inspected and maintained so that drainage holes are not plugged or damaged. Controlling process bath concentration is another way you can reduce dragout. Your company should have chemical addition and bath analysis procedures. Follow the analysis and addition schedules and add the necessary chemicals in small, measured amounts. Using more chemicals than necessary wastes valuable materials and generates more dragout. For example, when the concentration of chemicals in the process bath is high, more chemicals are lost in the dragout. Remember, more is not always better. Withdrawing parts at a slower rate and allowing them to drain for a longer period of time are the best techniques for reducing dragout. Moving parts faster increases production, but also increases dragout. The pressure to move parts quickly through the tanks should be balanced with dragout reduction techniques. You can achieve this balance by making small adjustments to the way you handle parts. Most operators want to remove parts very rapidly and then hang them for a few seconds. However, whenever possible, you should try to slow down the removal rate. For manual lines, this requires you to carefully control your actions. For example, try removing parts while slowly counting from 1 to 5. Start removing the rack or barrel at the count of 1. The rack or barrel should not be fully removed from the process solution until you reach the count of 5. For hoist-operated lines, make sure the hoist is set at the slowest rate possible. A fast withdrawal rate leaves a thicker layer of dragout on the part. A slow withdrawal rate leaves a thinner dragout layer on the part, so more plating solution remains in the tank. In addition to slowing the withdrawal rate, you should allow parts to hang over each tank and drain for several seconds before you move them to the rinse tank. Ideally, drainage should continue until no more solution is dripping from the parts. If the parts, rack, or barrel are heavy, you should request that your company install a hang bar above the tank to hold the part or racks while they drain. The fourth action you can take to reduce dragout involves the proper use of the equipment available at your facility. Several types of equipment can be used to help control and reduce dragout. These types of equipment include hang bars and drain boards installed above process tanks, spray rinsing systems, drip guards installed between tanks, and drag-out tanks adjacent to process baths. If hang bars or drain boards are available, you should always take the time to use them. Hang bars and drain boards allow parts to drain until no more dripping occurs. They allow you to drain heavy parts for a longer period of time. In addition, hang bars allow you to complete other tasks while parts continue to drip. Spray rinsing is a valuable tool to reduce drag-out loss and cross-contamination of baths. Spray rinses should be used as parts are removed from a bath or as the parts hang over the bath from drain bars. This way, the drag-out on the parts returns directly to the process tank. Because you control this equipment, you should ensure that the spray rinses are properly installed and operated. Remember, the spray rinse should return drag-out to the tank from which the parts are removed, not to the tank to which they are being moved into. Be sure drip guards are properly installed before you begin processing parts. Drip guards are positioned at an angle to direct drag-out dripping from parts back into the process tank. Often, the guards are temporarily removed so that maintenance staff can move between the tanks. Be sure they are returned before you begin processing parts. Finally, keep the guards free of parts or tools so that the material will drain freely. Drag-out tanks are used after process baths to collect chemicals and to keep rinse water tanks clean. If you are adding water or chemicals to a process bath, first see if it's possible to use solution from the drag-out tank. Never use a drag-out tank to rinse parts from more than one process operation. For instance, never use one drag-out tank to rinse parts from both a nickel and a chrome process. If you do, it may ruin the drag-out tank solution, or worse, damage the process bath solution. Your company already recognizes the importance of pollution prevention and your role in helping the company reduce waste. That's why your company is showing you this video. You should use the drag-out reduction information presented in this video to reduce waste, improve production, and increase your company's competitive edge. Let's review the 4 areas where you are essential in helping to reduce drag-out. First is proper racking of parts. If you see opportunities to reduce drag-out by improving racking, you should talk with your coworkers or supervisors. Remember to rack parts vertically to improve drainage. Orient parts so they do not collect solutions in cracks and corners. Stagger parts on racks so that solution does not drip on the other parts. Minimize the use of wire required to rack small parts. And remember to repair or replace damaged racks and barrels. Control of bath concentration is also important. If you make process bath additions, follow directions provided by the staff who tests your baths. Do not add more chemicals to the process baths than directed. Making several small additions throughout a shift instead of a single large addition improves process consistency. Controlling withdrawal rates and drainage time are the most important actions that you can take to reduce drag-out. This can be achieved by slowing withdrawal rates when removing parts from baths and allowing parts to drain over the process bath until parts no longer drip before moving them to the rinse tank. Finally, if your company has equipment designed to reduce drag-out, it's up to you to use it properly. Common equipment available to assist you in reducing drag-out includes hang bars and drain boards, spray rinses above tanks, drip guards between tanks, and drag-out tanks adjacent to process baths. By taking advantage of this equipment and using it properly, you will help your company reduce drag-out loss and save money. Think about areas in your shop that can benefit from any of this equipment. Drag-out reduction is the single most important pollution prevention activity in your shop, and you are the person most able to help reduce it. Many companies assemble teams made up of management, production, and maintenance staff. All members are encouraged to share ideas, propose experiments or changes, and gain support for innovative ways to improve the metal finishing processes. As shown in this video, you can help your company improve process efficiency and reduce waste by reducing drag out from the processes you operate. This will also allow you to spend more time on what you do well, producing high-quality metal finishing products that are respected around the world. For more information, contact the following individuals: